Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lynn. Namaskar. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. The FBI in the United States has identified the shooter who made that assassination attempt on the former US President Donald Trump at a rally in Pennsylvania. The motive behind this attack is still being probed. Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz to face each other in a mega encounter. The Wimbledon 2024 men's singles final. It's a rematch made in tennis heaven. And Spain and England also meet in the final of the European Championship tonight in Berlin. Spain are eyeing a record fourth title. England is looking to end a 58-year-old wait. The Republican presidential candidate and former U.S. President Donald Trump has gestured with a bloody face as multiple shots rang out during a campaign rally at the Butler Farm Show in Butler in Pennsylvania. Now, according to the Secret Service statement, the shooter was dead, one rally attendee was also killed, and two other spectators were injured. The Federal Bureau of Investigation has called the shooting an attempted assassination. The FBI has identified the 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks as the subject involved in this incident. The agency has deployed investigative agents, evidence response teams, as well as other personnel from across the country to further investigate.
This evening we had what we're calling an assassination attempt against our former president, Donald Trump. It's still an active crime scene. As I mentioned, we have a number of agents on scene. We also are working closely with other federal agencies, our state partners, and our local police partners as well.
The FBI says that the motive behind the shooting is not clear and it's being probed.
The FBI stands with the people of Butler County in western Pennsylvania. The FBI has deployed a number of our resources. We have intelligence analysts as well, working from our field office in Pittsburgh, working feverishly to attempt to identify the individual who did this and any motives behind why this was done.
Issuing a statement on Truth Social, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all the law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed and also to the family of another person who was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America." Now, after the shootout at the former U.S. President Donald Trump, his campaign has issued a joint statement stating that the leader is doing well and that he looks forward to further campaigning. They clarified that Trump looks forward also to the four-day convention in Wisconsin's Milwaukee. This is to nominate him also to serve as the 47th President of the United States. Now, U.S. President Joe Biden spoke with Donald Trump on Saturday following the shooting at the former president's rally in Pennsylvania. The White House has said Biden also spoke with the Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and Butler Mayor Bob Dandoy. The U.S. President Joe Biden has condemned the shooting and addressing the nation, in fact, after that incident, Biden said that he has an opinion about whether the shooting at the former President Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania was an attempted assassination.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Now, leaders from multiple nations, they've expressed their shock at the incident. They've denounced the political violence and wished Trump a quick recovery. The spokesperson for the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned the shooting and called it an act of political violence. U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris took to X and condemned the shooting at Donald Trump. She posted that violence such as this has no place in our nation. We must all condemn this abhorrent act and do our part to ensure that it does not lead to more violence. The U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken posted, "I'm shocked and saddened by the shooting at former President Trump's rally and grateful that he is safe." As the POTUS has said, there is no place for political violence in America and we must all condemn it. The former U.S. President Barack Obama also posted that there is absolutely no place for political violence in our democracy. Although we don't yet know exactly what happened, we should all be relieved that the former President Donald Trump wasn't seriously hurt and use this moment to recommit ourselves to civility and respect in our politics. Michelle and I are wishing him a quick recovery. And the newly elected UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer condemned the incident on X. He said, and I quote, "I am appalled by the shocking scenes at President Trump's rally, and we send him and his family our best wishes. Political violence in any form has no place in our societies, and my thoughts are with all the victims of this attack." Well, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed deep condolences and, in fact, deep concern and grief following the incident at the former President Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. In a heartfelt statement on social media platform X, Prime Minister Modi conveyed his support and well wishes for Trump's recovery. On X, the PM Modi said, and I quote, "Deeply concerned by the attack on my friend, former President Donald Trump, strongly condemn the incident. Violence has no place in politics and democracies. Wish him a speedy recovery. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the deceased, those injured, and the American people," unquote. The shootout at Donald Trump at a rally has raised many questions on security, as the former president and the Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is protected primarily by the Secret Service. And in the moments after Trump was injured, he was quickly surrounded by Secret Service personnel who formed a human shield and whisked him away. Veteran of the Secret Service says that the agency aims to look at the incident with a fine-tooth comb.
You're going to see an after action take place here to look at exactly what happened here. What did the venue or the physicality of the venue play in this situation? And what could have been done, if anything, to have negated this issue? There may not be anything that could have been done, and this person was able to perform this nefarious activity without being detected by the Secret Service for some reason. Don't know the answer to that, but I can tell you the Secret Service, the FBI, and those local, state, and federal partners are going to be looking at this with a fine-tooth comb and being able to send out a message to all the details now to make sure that whatever happened here, there are no copycat situations moving along.
Well, a statement from the member of the political office of Hamas has insisted that the group has not withdrawn from ceasefire talks. We're moving on to other stories now. The statement on Sunday also accused the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of trying to derail efforts by Arab mediators and the United States to reach a ceasefire deal. Two Egyptian security sources at the ceasefire talks in Doha and Cairo had said on Saturday that negotiations had been halted after 3 days of intense talks. Meanwhile, another Hamas official insisted that the group's military leader, Mohammed Deif, was fine and working despite Israel's operation on the southern Gaza, and also Saturday that it said that it targeted the wanted Hamas commander. KP Sharma Oli was appointed Nepal's Prime Minister for the third time on Sunday. And he's going to lead a new coalition government and faces the daunting challenge of providing political stability to the country. The 72-year-old Oli succeeds Pushpakamal Dayal Prachanda, who had lost a vote of confidence in the House of Representatives on Friday, leading to this formation of a new government. This is as per Article 76(2) of the Constitution of Nepal. Now, President Ramchandra Paudel appointed KP Sharma Oli as the new Prime Minister of the Communist Party of Nepal, Unified Marxist-Leninist Nepali Congress coalition. On July 14, 2023, a year ago, on this day, India scripted history with ISRO launching the Chandrayaan-3 successfully. India left its footprint on the moon for the first time ever by touching down on the moon's south pole surface as a proud nation watched the countdown with bated breath. DD India's senior consulting editor, Sakal Bhatt, gets us this report.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
14 July 2023, this date marks India's successful soft landing near the moon's south pole, moment of national pride, establishing the country as the first one to achieve this remarkable feat, the feat of landing a spacecraft in such proximity to the lunar south pole. Chandrayaan-3 is India's third lunar mission and second attempt at achieving soft landing on the moon's surface. On July 14, 2023 at 2:35 p.m., Chandrayaan-3 took off from Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota. The spacecraft seamlessly entered lunar orbit on August 5, 2023. The historic moment unfolded when the lander made a successful touchdown near the lunar south pole on August 23, 2023, demonstrating safe and soft landing on lunar surface, also demonstrating rover roving on moon and to conduct in situ scientific experiments. Chandrayaan-3 is a three-component mission consisting of propulsion module, lander module and rover module. Propulsion module carried the lander and rover configuration till 100-kilometer lunar orbit. Lander module or Vikram is carrying scientific payload that includes a suite of instruments to study the lunar surface and atmosphere. The rover module or Pragyan is carrying a suite of instruments to study the lunar surface and subsurface, which includes alpha particle X-ray spectrometers and laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy or LIBS for deriving the elemental composition in the vicinity of the landing site. Successful launch of Chandrayaan-3 resulted in major findings of the mission. Chandra's surface thermophysical experiment measured temperatures reaching 70 degrees Celsius. This surprised scientists who expected temperatures between 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Lunar surface elements confirmed. The laser-induced breakdown spectroscopy instrument on board Pragyan rover confirmed the presence of sulfur on the lunar surface near the South Pole. Elements such as aluminium, calcium, iron, chromium, titanium, manganese, silicon and oxygen were also detected. So why is Chandrayaan-3 significant for the Indian space program? Multiple reasons to the credit. It makes India part of the elite group of nations, Russia, the United States and China, with demonstrated lunar soft landing capability. India's indigenous cryogenic engines and efforts to declutter the orbit showcases its leadership in space technology, including positioning India as a global hub in the new space economy. The investigation of lunar properties has also been an important dimension of the findings of Chandrayaan-3 mission. Propulsion module studies Earth's atmosphere, lander module investigates lunar surface properties, and rover module analyzes lunar rocks and soil. Soft landing capability contributes valuable insights to India's missile defense program. The reusable launch vehicle technology derived from the mission aids in cost reduction for future launches. Autonomous rovers developed from rover module find applications in disaster management and infrastructure monitoring. Finally, in space tourism and economic activities as well, there has been increasing interest in space tourism. India's groundbreaking mission Chandrayaan-3 uncovered Moon's long-guarded secret while setting the tone for India's mega space movement where sky and beyond is the limit.
23 अगस्त को जब भारत ने चंद्रमा पर तिरंगा फहराया, उस दिन को अब हिंदुस्तान नेशनल स्पेस डे के रूप में मनाया जाएगा।
Sakal Bhatt's report for DD India.
Well, still to come here on DD India Live. Now, we are getting, after, all this, we're getting an update also on Trump assassination attempt. It's a live update. And after more than 4 decades, the doors of the Puri Jagannath temple's treasure vaults are opened.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Mark Lynn. And now DD India correspondent Nick Harper is joining us from Washington, D.C. for more on the Trump assassination attempt. Nick, what's the update, on the FBI investigation into the assassination attempt?
Well, Mark, that full investigation being led by the FBI, but we also have the Homeland Security Agency involved in it, as well as the Secret Service. They have confirmed overnight here, US time, that it was an attempted assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. And they've also reported the name of the shooter, a 20-year-old male called Thomas Matthew Crooks from the Bethel Park area of Pennsylvania, so not too far from where the shooting took place. They also say that he was a registered Republican, according to the state's voter logs, but they do not know at this stage the motive. That is something that they're still trying to determine as to why he would want to try and shoot the former president, the Republican Party's nominee for this year's election. And as well as that investigation, there is also the political dimension to all of this, because the Republicans in the House of Representatives have launched their own investigation. They have called the head of the Secret Service to come and testify before the Oversight Committee. That'll be taking place on July the 22nd. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, saying that the United States and the people of America need to know the truth. So they will be finding out from the Secret Service how this could have happened, because bear in mind, that is the Secret Service's one job, to secure and provide security for presidential candidates, presidents, and important persons in the US government. And here it would seem that they dropped the ball. There was something that went wrong that allowed a shooter to be able to fire at Donald Trump from only about 120 to 200 meters away. He was positioned on a rooftop and was able to shoot at the former president. So that investigation being carried out in conjunction with that one that is being led by the FBI, that one by the FBI trying to determine the motive of the shooter.
Also, Nick, what's expected from the Republican convention at Wisconsin on Monday? And, how is this incident expected to play out politically?
Well, that 4-day convention that kicks off on Monday will undoubtedly be the moment where we see incredible unity for Donald Trump. Unity like we've never seen before in the Republican Party. There are already thousands of Republicans who flooded into that Wisconsin city of Milwaukee. They are already there ahead of the official event starting on Monday. It is an opportunity, as conventions normally are, to rally around the candidate, but undoubtedly with this as the backdrop, taking place just a day and a half before officials' proceedings begin in Milwaukee, we will see incredible unity in the party. It'll be an opportunity for Donald Trump, who is scheduled to make his appearance at the end of the week on Thursday when he officially gets the nominee status for the Republican Party. We will see him using it as an opportunity to unite the party behind him. It could be a real turning point in this presidential campaign, because bear in mind, this effectively freezes any attacks by his rival, Joe Biden, by the Democratic Party, to call, as they have Donald Trump throughout, a threat to democracy. The Republicans are accusing the Democrats and that type of rhetoric as being part of the reason why we saw this assassination attempt.
Nick Harper in Washington, D.C., thanks very much. Now back home, in a historic development, the doors of the world-famous, the holy Puri Jagannath temple's Ratna Bhandar, they are the treasure vaults, and they are going to be opened after more than 4 decades. Now, as per the standard operating procedure, after opening of the doors, the process has started for taking custody of ornaments and valuables stacked at the Bhandars, or the secret chamber section wise, and this is to pre-located rooms inside the sanctum sanctorum. The team enters the temple, and they include members from the Reserve Bank of India, the Archaeological Survey of India, and others. In India's southern state of Kerala, a group of Manrega workers, the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act workers, they accidentally came across a treasure trove when they were digging up rainwater harvesting pit at the village of Kannur. So this incident happened at a private rubber plantation, and the items that were found include 17 pearl beads, 13 gold lockets, 4 medallions, 5 ancient rings, a set of earrings, and several silver coins. So after being informed of this discovery, the police rushed to the spot. They collected the treasure, and later the police presented the discovered treasure before the local court and subsequently informed the Archaeological Survey, or in fact the Department of Archaeology there in the state, about it. Let's take a look now at other stories making the news. The Union Home and Cooperation Minister Amit Shah has launched a campaign to plant a tree as a tribute to their mother in Indore. Indore is creating a world record by planting 1.1 million trees in a day. And on this day, Amit Shah said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave a slogan and the public made it an appeal. He said that Indore is becoming a green city along with a clean city. The Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh chief Sunil Ambedkar, after holding 3-day workshop, or in fact a meeting in Ranchi in Jharkhand, he gave details of the preparations being made on the completion of 100 years of the establishment of the RSS in 2025. Sunil Ambedkar said that the RSS, or the Sangh as it's called, is working towards 5 goals before the centenary year. The Border Road Organization, the BRO, on Sunday carried out road clearance work on the National Highway 7, which was blocked after a landslide in Chamoli in the northern state of Uttarakhand. Let's get you some sports news now. The defending champion Carlos Alcaraz and the 7-time champion Novak Djokovic will be locking horns for the Wimbledon title in a short while from now. The summit clash promises to be a fitting climax to last year's title blockbuster as well, where Alcaraz overcame Djokovic in 5 grueling sets. Djokovic will have history to write and also a record 25th Grand Slam title if he wins. And Alcaraz is also bidding for a 4th Grand Slam title. Back-to-back titles at Wimbledon is what he's hoping to get. And he will need to avoid, the wobbles. And let's join Narayan now with an update on this story. Well, Narayan, put this into context for us. It's a great match. One can see, the next generation versus perhaps the greatest player of all time. Of course, there are disputes as to, there's a long debate about who the greatest player of all time is. But then, Djokovic has clearly proven that with 7 Wimbledon titles and 10 Australian titles, he's definitely the player that the world is watching.
Definitely, Mark, as you mentioned, the achievements of Novak Djokovic, 24 Grand Slam titles along with the 7 Wimbledon titles. We know that he's the greatest of all time when you talk about the number of trophies. But Alcaraz too, we know that what kind of player he is, and the way he in the last year's final at the Wimbledon, the way he defeated Djokovic. So it remains to be seen, can he repeat that type of tennis he played. So all eyes are on here at the Carlos Alcaraz, also considering the fact that there are parallels between the performance of the French player, Spanish players at the Wimbledon and their performance at the mega football tournaments. If I take a look in 2008 when Rafael Nadal won the Wimbledon, that year Spanish football team won the Euro title, and the next year when again when in 2010 Rafael Nadal won the Wimbledon title, that year the French national team won the title of the FIFA World Cup. And last year when Carlos Alcaraz won Wimbledon title, that year we can say that the French women team, the Spanish women team won the FIFA World Cup. So all eyes will be on Carlos Alcaraz's performance in today's match, which will start in a short while. But most important thing here is that it is also an opportunity for the Carlos Alcaraz to win back-to-back French Open and a Wimbledon trophy, a rare achievement just accomplished by Rafael Nadal in 2008 and 2010, and most recently in 2021 by Novak Djokovic. So all in all, we can say that a match between the young player who is the flag bearer of the Gen X of the tennis and a veteran of the game, Novak Djokovic.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, and also for putting into context all the trivia surrounding this game. Narayan Singh joining us from the newsroom. That's all we have in this edition of DD India Live. But let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those of you on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan that QR code which you can see on your screen and download it. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Mark Lin. From all of us here in Delhi, thank you for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.